Ready? Alana this side. Guys, see clear path through here? Yep. Guys, thank you again. Now we're bringing in Sir Elton John's team. As I mentioned earlier, the teams are tied at 9-all. One thing I do want to mention is all these players, if they've flown in from all over the country and other countries, in the case of Amelie, who flew in from France, and they've all donated their time, and we're incredibly grateful to have them all here. So we'll go ahead and get straight to it. Open up with first questions for Team Elton John.
I'm going to put this up
Right
so
here
that
on-
you are. Yeah.
Right here in the front row here, and then we'll go over to the second round. Thank you.
Hi, and welcome to Cleveland.
Thank you.
The Gay Game is coming to Cleveland in 2014. Are we going to see a Sir Elton John team there?
Team win tonight.
Team win?
Yeah, I think. So what did you say?
The Gay Games are coming to Cleveland in 2014. Are we going to be able to see a Team Elton John at the Gay Games?
Well, I'll probably be straight again by then. Why not? I mean, I can round up a few people.
We'll hold you to it.
Yeah.
Right here in the second row.
Christian Patterson, TV 20. Could you tell me the advantages or disadvantages of competing indoors?
You asking me? Well, I don't play it, so I mean, come on.
He'll answer that one, and I'll talk about playing the piano afterwards. It's normally a little bit faster. It has many elements. It's normally easier, I think, to play indoors, not dealing with wind, sun, heat, etc. So it's pretty nice, actually.
Ask Andy Murray for the last 3 events. Yeah, he couldn't do his spot outside. Oh, you were there. You got lucky. Yeah, I was there.
Not
You
long.
were there for another day.
Right here in the front row.
Sir Elton, obviously your feelings on coming back to Cleveland.
I was here not long ago at Blossom, a sound music center, and I had a great show here in September. I've always loved playing. This is the first place I think I've played in Cleveland when I came. They've redone it beautifully. It's a beautiful venue. I remember coming here from Mike Belkin back in 1971, so it's good to be. Always loved coming here. It's a good town.
Questions in the back? Right here. Second.
Can you help us see something? Warren, you're so young, representing Cleveland. How do you feel playing along with all these guys?
It's really cool. It's a great experience. Playing with Elton John, I mean, I love his music, and just growing up watching these players on TV, it's so cool.
Great. More questions? Back row.
I saw you earlier. I was
Yeah.
here at the Warner, man. You were hitting the ball like crazy. How long have you been playing tennis?
I actually started playing, I can remember Jaroslav Drobny winning Wimbledon, so that's how old I am. I started playing by hitting a ball up against a wall when I was 5 or 6. The guy in Metallica, Lars Ulrich, the drummer, his dad, I used to watch him play tennis. He was Danish, Torben Ulrich, and he played with his brother Jürgen. And they had 2 crazy beards then, so I'm really an old guy. I remember color television hadn't been invented, and I was playing tennis, so that's how long.
Great. Right over here, and then we'll go over there.
Amelie, this is not only your first time playing Smash Hits, but your first time playing under the World Team Tennis format. Do you feel any extra pressure trying to get used to a different style?
No, I'm excited. I've heard so much about it, about this event, but also about the World Team Tennis, and I'm excited to see how it's going to go, and hopefully have a lot of fun tonight. But I heard it's a lot of pressure also, because 9-all, you need to do well.
Just to be clear, if the ball hits the net.
Yeah, I know.
Just to be clear, that 9-all, I think I've lost about 8 times for Elton, so he must do really well coming on the team.
Back over in the corner.
Yeah, Tom Kowski, Healthy Referral Newspaper. Is it Sir Elton? Is that the correct address? How to address you?
So I'm sorry, I was.
Oh. What's the proper way to address you? Is it Sir Elton John or just Mr. John?
It's just Elton. Yeah.
Okay. What's the biggest challenge you have when you started your foundation, and what's the biggest challenge you have right now?
Well, the biggest challenge when we started the foundation, which will be 20 years next year, was raising money. How are we going to do it? And how were we going to distribute the money, because we didn't, it's all very well raising it, but getting rid of it, you have to make sure you give it to the right people. We had very lofty ideas when we started, and the first thing we ever raised was about $300,000, and we thought we were so incredibly amazing to raise $300,000, which was in those days. But we had to make sure we gave it to the right people. That was the most challenging thing. And so we partnered with the National Aid Fund very early, who told us who needed the money and where to put it. The scenarios changed greatly. In the first days of our foundation, it was direct care. People needed meals, they needed medicine, they needed taking to the hospital and back again, they needed buddy systems. And the scene has changed so much now, where the medicine has become so much more sophisticated. People have hopes of living normal lives. It's just really that our challenge now is to get the medicine to people who can't afford it, and to get rid of the stigma that's still associated with AIDS. Whereas people who get AIDS are ashamed of having it, or HIV, and they don't tell anyone, and they don't get tested, people don't get tested, because they're ashamed of the stigma about the disease. You don't get ashamed if you have cancer, you just go and get your medicine and you go and get treatment. With AIDS, we find it totally different. And we're still, after 30 years, our biggest challenge is to try and get rid of the stigma.
Great, thank you. I think that's a great place to end it, because we're going to go raise some money now for some programs here with the auction. So thank you to all, Mr. Elton and your team. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
As all the media that would like to go over and cover the reception, the players will be over at about